Instagram user and friend of mine, Erica Lede, also known as @ERLede on Instagram, posted a question on her storyline. Should a woman approach a man? And I thought, wow, that would be a great topic for discussion on this week's show. Then I took it up one notch further, and I asked her to send me a voice clip of her answer to her very own question. And here's her reply. Listen.
Talk on a subject about a woman approaching a man. Yes, I feel like a woman should approach a man. By all means, I approached the guy that I'm with. It makes a woman feel empowered. It's not always about the guy. It makes you feel great. Like, it made me feel outstanding. We actually, we ref together. And I didn't know if he was intimidated by my independence. So I was like, what the heck? Let me just give it a shot. And I did. It's just like a goal or anything that's outside of your comfort zone. It's great to say, I want this. It gives your confidence. It makes me feel like my confidence is sexy as heck. So in a nutshell, yes, I do feel like a woman should approach a man. It's not always for the guy to do that. It's so much better than waiting for life to happen to you. It's like you give it to them. So if you want to go and do something, do it. That's my motto. And that includes dating as well. Thank you.
Then I thought of this brilliant idea to get even more input from our listeners by asking them to send in their responses to Erica's question. So guess what? Throughout this show, we'll be playing a few clips from some of you and discussing each one. Should a woman approach a man? Now, I think this is going to be an interesting discussion on this week's episode of the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North. You're listening to the Next 15, a 15-minute podcast show for the binge listener, covering random topics such as relationships, current news, and everyday life issues. My name is Trey North, and for the next 15 minutes, I hope to make you laugh, educate, and inspire you. Welcome to the Next 15 podcast show. This is Trey North with my beautiful guest co-host, Marie North. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, we missed last week. We had a lot of stuff going on, so we decided to get back into the swing. This is a Thursday. No, this is a Wednesday.
Yeah, today's Wednesday.
We're taping on a Wednesday, and this is not a live show, but we're coming at you with the topic, as you heard in the intro, should a woman approach a man? And so let's dive right into it. So what do you think about Erica's response to that?
I'm the type of person, to each his own, depending on your personality type. Have I ever approached a man? No, I haven't. Will I ever approach a man? No, I'm married.
I was about to say, hold up. It's going to be a whole nother show.
That's a little joke. But in the past, I would have never approached a man simply because I was really shy. So I'm not going to say it was lack of confidence, but I was really shy. So I never had, even thought about approaching a man. Nowadays, women do it. And hey, I'm like, to each his own. If that's what you want to do, then go for it.
Yeah, it does make it easy on the guy, coming from a guy's perspective, because it lets you know that the woman is interested in you. What I did like what she said was that she felt a type of empowerment. She took a chance out of her comfort zone with her current boyfriend. And, she said that basically she felt it made her feel sexy or liberated. And, I think for a guy, when a woman approaches him, it kind of takes the pressure off of him. It is kind of more relaxing because you never know how the female is going to react when you come up to her or you approach her in a manner. You don't know what kind of day she's had, being, no disrespect, but being emotional creatures as women are sometimes. You don't know if they had a bad day. You don't know.
I mean, the same thing could go for a girl approaching a guy, because y'all can go through
Really?
the same thing, and y'all could have days where, you know, you'd be like, okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know if y'all
think
can have emotional days, but
I don't know.
Women may feel the same way.
I don't know. I kind of disagree because say I'm having a bad day and we're married. Everybody knows that, but and it's just a rough day, and a nice chick comes up, nice looking chick like you comes up to me and runs that game or spit that game like you're interested. That's gonna change the whole dynamic of my whole mood if I am in one.
That's yours. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance, just like with a man approaching a woman, to me, because the man could be like, well, hey, she's a little bit too forceful for me. I don't want a woman like that.
So
you know?
So you think a guy would be intimidated?
Some guys might be intimidated.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that, but I mean, in this day and age, I don't know. It's a little bit different from back in the old days.
Yeah.
Or when I say old days, but because I'm not that young, but I understand what you're saying. You would have never ever approached a guy.
I never thought about it to be.
So you've
to be
never
honest.
approached a guy.
Never approached a guy. Back in high school, I had guys that I may have liked, but I didn't approach them. But somehow, I don't know why, I always ended up talking to the guys that I liked. So
what, did you flirt on the side, or
no?
what did
Actually,
you do?
I didn't. I mean, it might have got back to me, to a friend, to another friend, and
That
it
you
might.
liked
Yeah,
them?
I mean, that's high school stuff.
Oh, okay.
But college years, I never approached a guy.
Okay. Well, let's take another clip. This is Kashina from Allen, Texas, and let's see what her take on should a woman approach a man is.
Should a woman approach a man? I am of the old school, and I really don't think that women should approach a man. Proverbs speaks that when the man findeth the wife, he finds a good thing. I think that we should remain available, confident, humble, and approachable. But I do not think that women should approach men. My name's Kashina, and I live in Allen, Texas.
Okay, so you got Kashina. Thank you for your comment. You got Kashina kind of almost in line with you. She went to biblical texts on us regarding a man findeth, a good thing. So, how do you feel about that? Obviously, you're down with that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that before her comment even came on. The scripture rolled through my head. And, sometimes I don't know how to explain it, but if you're a Christian, you're going to take the Bible into consideration, most of the time. So, I mean, I don't know.
I'm being in ministry, I understand exactly what you're saying, but sometimes it's a little hard on guys. I did like what she said, being approachable. Because a lot of times, some women have that look on their face.
I used to have it.
Yeah, and it's like, don't even bring this to me. Don't even come up to me. Get out my face.
Yeah.
And you could be the nicest person that.
Oh, I had it on purpose. I'll be walking through the mall and guys be like, "Dang, girl, why you look so mean?"
And see, that's pressure on a guy. That's pressure on a guy that a potential good guy.
Yeah.
It's pressure on him because he doesn't know. It's a roll of the dice. He doesn't know what he's getting himself into when he's wanting to approach you. So I do agree with what she said about being approachable, but humble and available. That type of attitude then lets me know what type of woman you are.
Yeah.
So by her saying that, she's saying, hey, I'm going to play it by the biblical text, but at the same time, I'm not going to give him a hard time. Yeah. I'm going to be approachable. Whether or not I shoot him down or not, I'm going to be approachable, and, I'm going to be able, you're going to be able to come up to me and talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any thoughts on that? Because you're pretty much in that in her game. You know,
Yeah,
that's your lane.
That's my lane. But like I said, if someone chooses not to go that route, that's on them, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a big old deal about it, but you can take that scripture and dissect it so many different ways, which we don't have time to do.
Yeah. I mean, you know, some women have that bougie appeal, and it's kind of hard. You know, like she said, you have to be approachable, and I think that if a man can sense that you are approachable, then I don't think he has any problem, unless he's just the shyest guy. Stepping to a woman and acknowledging, you know, that he's interested in her. So I tell you what, let's take a male's perspective from this, and we're going to listen to a clip from Eli from Tyler, Texas, on his thoughts about if a man should approach a woman. No, a woman. A woman should approach a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
My opinion to the question, should a woman approach a man, as in like going out on a date or something such as that, I really don't think there's a problem with it, as long as they're both showing mutual interest in each other, like they're both giving off signs to each other that they're interested in each other. I really don't think whoever makes the first move matters, as long as it's mutual. If it's not mutual, then no. Like if he's sort of just over there doing his own thing, he's unaware of, you know, that she's interested in him like that, I don't think that's a good idea, and vice versa. It should always be mutual. It should never be one-sided. Because I think that when it starts off being one-sided interest, then it is going to end being a one-sided interest in the other person. I think we can even look at it in the biblical sense, that when it says God loved us first, so it was one-sided, and we can all look at it as in that way, because we give God so little and he gives us so much. Because it didn't start off being mutual. So yeah, I think that if she is going to approach him, he definitely he should definitely show mutual interest in her as well. That whoever approaches who first does not matter.
So what do you think about that comment from Eli? Because he was on a biblical note. And he said that, yeah, it's cool as long as there's a mutual interest. And I find that's kind of in line what I was saying earlier, that it takes the pressure. At this point, a mutual interest would take the pressure off of both of the individuals, because you're showing that sign of interest. I'm interested in you and you're interested in me. Now we can pretty much have a conversation, you know, without any barriers, I guess, or walls built, because now everybody in the involved knows where they stand.
Well, to me, it sounds like he's taking the approach of, if the woman and the man, they know each other, they have some type of relationship, whether it be friendship or whether it be acquaintances, but they know each other. Now, in that type of setting, that, you know, that would be cool. I don't see an issue with that. Not that I see an issue with the other thing, but they know each other on some type of level. Now, take, for instance, you at the mall. That's a totally different setting. You see somebody for the first time, you like the way that person looks, and you're interested in talking to that person, and then the woman approaches the man. Then you might make the man kind of feel like, whoa, either you flatter him or you're like, whoa, you too forceful.
So you think it has to be something, maybe maybe you've seen each other out before, or you have some type of, I don't want to say relationship, but you have some type of rapport with one another. Maybe seeing someone on a daily basis, and you can tell that, I know she kind of likes me and I like her. I think she knows this.
Well, that's what he was, to me, that's what his comment was on. The way he portrayed it to sound like that you have some type of relationships. You know this person. So you know whether or not you can approach that person with, you know, or do you want to go out with me type of deal.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's take one more before we end the show. Let's take one more clip from Chantel from, I believe, South Carolina.
Hello, my name is Chantel and I'm calling from South Carolina. And to answer the question, I don't feel that there's anything wrong with a woman approaching a man. If she has that confidence to approach him to start a conversation, then I applaud her very much. We're not in the old times now where we wait on the man to, come to us, confront us. Sometimes you have to go ahead and beat it to the punch, especially if it's, something that you're interested in doing. So if she has the confidence to do so, go ahead, sister, and jump on it.
So Chantel was kind of like Erica. She was like, hey, if you got the confidence, we're not in that back in the daytime where the man approaches the woman and excuse me, and it's, I guess it was kosher then. She's saying now the way day and age is, hey, if you got the confidence, then go for it. I think that's where I stand. It shouldn't just be one-sided. I think, in this day and age, a lot of guys are shy, just as shy as some women are. And it may be hard. Some guys don't have that game, can't spit that game like I did when I got you. Why are you looking like that?
Lizard look, guys. Look it up if you don't know what the lizard look is.
I'm just saying. Saying some guys, they're kind of reserved individuals, and so they might not have or have that vocabulary, that mouthpiece, as me and my boys. That right there to approach a woman. So
I'm still like, hey,
you still like, this is
I'm
what
biased.
it is.
Hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. It's not me. I mean, I can say so much about what Erica and Chantel said. Nothing's wrong with what they said, but you can dig so much deeper into it as far as how the world is now compared to how it was back then, and how things have kind of got a little bit, in some instances, out of hand.
Yeah, I agree.
So
you don't know what you're dealing with.
So it's different now than it was then. Of course, I see that. Yeah,
I think this is a good topic. I want to thank Erica for posting that on her Instagram. I mean, basically, it sparked my interest. I like that question. And if you have any questions or any topics for us here at the Next 15, then send them. Email me at next15podcast@gmail.com. That's next15podcast@gmail.com. You can also catch us on the website at www.next15podcast.com. I'd love to hear your feedback and comments on this episode. And if you have any ideas, please share them. These make great podcast episodes, and you have a voice, and we really appreciate when you send us your voice clips, and when you give us that feedback. It helps not only create a great show, but it creates a buzz, and it helps someone else out. So again, on behalf of the Next 15 Podcasts, as your host, Trey North, and my co-host, Marie North, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode, Should a Woman Approach a Man?
Guest co-host, Marie North.
Hey, before you go, please take a brief, just don't shut this down yet. Listen to these commercial announcements. And again, thank you so much for tuning in today. Have you always wanted to know what it's like in the world of sports officials? Are you interested in becoming a certified referee? Or are you already a certified referee looking to make extra money and maintain some exercise while enjoying your craft? Then consider the professionals at LRG, La Day Referee Group, specializing in training beginning and developed referees. LRG has been in business since 2013 and contracts referees for basketball and volleyball throughout the city of Houston, Texas. LRG also schedules tournaments for various organizations such as Yes Schools, KIPP Schools, and more. LRG, La Day Referee Group, professional disciplined officials striving for athletic excellence with humility and class since 2013. For more information, contact 832-622-1394 or email ledayrefereegroup@gmail.com. That's LEDAY refereegroup@gmail.com.